Hello, tribe. How are you? 2 days in a row. Crazy, huh? 2 days in a row. Crazy. So let's see who we can get on here today. I'll talk to myself if I need to. Y'all know that, right? But hopefully, no. Hopefully some of you will show up and we can talk a little bit here. Today is a day for a lot of live Zooms for me with my team and all that good stuff. So this is hopefully going to be a good time, just laid back. Hey, Lori, thank you for that article that you just sent me. Read through it, love it. Just posted it, actually, not just in our Onward group, but my team group, and also in our executive group with Avon, because I wanted them to see it. So thank you for passing that along. Hello, Britta. Hello, Julie. Hello, Dee and Connie and Doreen. Good to see everybody. Time to just, this isn't anything major. I'm not yelling at anybody. 98% of you are getting it right. Jackie, thank you. Yes, we are staying healthy. We are staying busy. Hello, Stephanie and Karen and Julie New. Good to see you. And just kind of wanted to, I haven't done this in a little bit. I know I keep telling y'all I'm going to do it more, but we have been really busy. Lee and I have been. I mean, we are definitely staying busy. We have been supplementing our income with, Instacarting and helping a lot of people out there who can't get out and do their grocery shopping. Hi, Diane. How are you? And Julia, how are you, my friend? So just, I do better when I stay busy. I am sometimes putting myself in my own demise when I leave too much time to think and wonder how things are going to be, you know what I'm saying? Or how's this going to work? And oh no, what if this doesn't pick up? And oh, what's happening with my customers? I know there's a lot more people like me that are that way, that we as women sometimes, especially the women I'm talking to right now, we cannot help doing what we do sometimes, which is we are the worriers, but yet we are the warriors too, right? We just are. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? I feel like we initially go, but then we're like, okay, what are we going to do about this? How are we going to get around this? I am a big user in life of prepositions. And if you don't know what I mean by that, is in life and in business, I'm always trying to find a way to go over something, around something, under something, through something, get out of something. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to use my prepositions in life and business to say, how are we going to deal with this? And in all honesty, what this has brought into our lives, this COVID-19 coronavirus, is it's giving many of you the very first time to maybe experience something that is out of your control, that you're like, how am I going to work around this? There's a lot of people, hi Eileen, there are a lot of people who are like, I don't know what to do with this, in life with my kids, some of you, you're like, oh my gosh, my kids are home all the time again. I can only imagine, okay? Mine are older and I don't have that anymore, but you're having to deal with things that have upset your life. They have upset your life. I mean, they have taken that apple cart and it has just gone up in the air and the apples are scattered everywhere. Do you know how you fix that? Let me tell you. You pick up the apples one at a time. When something has flipped your apple cart, quit trying to figure out what you can get that draws them all back in where you want them. You need to pick them up. Hey, Candace, you need to pick up your apples that have gone all over the place one at a time and put them back. Hey, Kim Scott, put them back in the cart. And if there's something that is just like, I can't put it back in the cart because it's bruised, it's this. There's always something for it. When I get bruised apples, I know immediately I need to make something. Make some applesauce, make some apple pie. I need to make some apple turnovers. I need to make something, right? That's what you have to do when things like this happen. You figure out that your mind, your will, and your ability is much bigger than you ever thought it was. And the reason you figure that out is because if you're not ever put in that situation that you have to work through something or figure it out, then normally your mind doesn't go there. It just doesn't. But for me, when people hear my story, my backstory about my life backstory, what I've gone through, what brought me to Avon, all of that stuff, when they hear that, or when people have read my chapter in my book, they say, oh my gosh, how did you, I don't even understand. How did you even get through that and still be where you're at now? This is what I figured out. That you do not even understand. You do not comprehend what you can do, what you can get through, what you can conquer until you're put in a situation that you have to do it. When it came down to surviving for me and my kids many times in life, I gotta tell you, my mind started working differently. And I started figuring out that there were things that I could do that I had never really done before. For instance, I have people who private message me right now all the time, and they're like, wait a minute, Molly. You do Avon full time. You're affiliates for a couple of different companies. You were Ubering. Now you're Instacarting, and you're doing, Molly, how can you do this? Do you know that if I had originally thought about that right now, it would have scared me really, really bad? But this is what happens. When I went through my divorce with my first husband, and even though I had worked my whole life, I had already convinced myself for years that I could not make it without him. I let him convince me and my brain cells that I could never, my boys and I could never make it without him providing, because he was the big breadwinner in the family. And yeah, I worked 40 plus hours a week, but he made more money than me. So the thought of losing that, because I knew he was going to be a craphead and not pay me anything, because that's what he did. If you threatened me with money or not being able to make it because I had been there before, it makes you not make moves that you're supposed to make. But when I made that leap and I was finally pushed to the point that I had to do it, suddenly I worked my full-time job. I decided my kids and I could make it in a basement apartment somewhere together, that I could get not one, but 2 jobs and a side hustle. So I was working my main job. I was delivering newspapers in the middle of the night to people because I needed that income, right? But on top of that, it still wasn't enough. So I found Avon. See what I'm saying? And even now with, Avon's been through a whole lot. You all who have been with us a long time, you know what we've gone. We've seen checks go up. We've seen checks go down. We have seen checks just, it's like a dead heartbeat. Just kind of, this is all they're doing. And now we're starting to see some ups and little downs and ups. And we're starting to see that. But in my brain, because, hey, JP, mwah, in my brain, because I had already been through those other things, I had already been to a place to when it seems like you just don't know how you're going to make it without that job, with being laid off. No. When you're in a position when it's you or life, you or living, you and your kids against the world, you can do so much more than you think you can do. You suddenly are able to put your superwoman cape on. Hi, Angie. Hi, Harriet. Thanks for joining me. You're able to put that cape on and say, I may not be superwoman, but I'm going to be the hero of the day. You know what I'm saying? You have to grab your life, one apple at a time. Remember, I just said you spill the apple cart all over the place, and what do you have to do? You have to pick them up one apple at a time, figure out what's still usable, and you have to put it back in the cart. And you use those apples to your benefit. And the ones that maybe they're not perfect, maybe they don't bring you the most money, there are things you can do. Sometimes, you know, a lot of people concentrate on their superstars, on their team, or their customers who spend the most money. And believe me, we need to make sure that we are recognizing them and that we are rewarding them. But never forget about the ones who are on the fixed income, but they're still looking for what they can buy. They're still looking for the great deals. Like maybe they'll pay more for a product, but you know that there's more ounces in that product. So they're going to pay more, but guess what? It's going to last longer. I will give you an example. You all have heard my story about never being able to, I've tried them all, but I'd never been able to use any of Avon's cleansers, facial cleansers. And when LG came in and they offered the rice water cleanser, of course I was going to try it. I try everything that they bring out. And when they bought that out, I was like losing my mind that I loved it. And then holding my breath, because for a whole 2 weeks I used it to say, is this going to break me out? Is it going to dry me out? I have menopausal skin, okay? It still gets the breakout. It still gets this. I have red discoloration. I have how is this going to help me? And when I realized that it could, this is what I realized with my first tube, that I was paying more for that tube, but above all, it was lasting longer. I was losing my mind that here I am using this twice a day, and I was still on that first tube. So I started sharing that experience with my customers and with my team, and now with you, that me doing skincare videos on my YouTube, see guys, I never used to do that because I just felt like a lot of times I didn't know what I was doing. And if you're not recognizing that things are going the right direction and you're not noticing the changes and stuff that you can see, what's crazy about that is you're going, okay, what do I say about this? I don't know if I want to do this. Gonzalez, how are you, my friend? Tracy. So this is what. Hi, Tracy. How are you, dear? Good to see you. What I realized is I had to start telling people about. Yeah, JP, thank you. JP just put it in writing. It's $4 more, but 3 times the side. Absolutely. Hi, Jessica. Happy Monday. I am thrilled as a representative who gets my President's Club discount of 40%, right, on these products. Of course I am. But I am also thrilled to share with my customers that you're going to get this, but you're going to get more use out of it. And I mean, in all honesty, like I use, no lie, a dime size thing of this cleanser, and it's perfect. I see so many people in their comments, and it's okay that you're putting that in Onward. It's okay because you're asking, and I get it. So many of you are like, oh my gosh, these prices, blah, 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 they keep going up. And I think that you get so caught up on the fact that like it's not a $5 product anymore, that now it's like an $11 product, but they are getting more use out of these new products that are coming. But let's not forget the most important thing. Now they're getting products that they are going to get results from. You may find that the new body lotions that they're bringing out, and I haven't used them all yet because I haven't gotten them yet. I am excited to try them. I am excited to say, how long will this, and do I notice a difference? Is that softness staying with me? The shampoos, look, I know Chi shampoos, Okay, we've gone from a $1.99 shampoo that I wouldn't wash the dog next door that I don't like. I would not wash his hair with that old shampoo. I'm sorry. I know many of you loved it. It's okay. It made my hair crap. It frizzed it out. Look, it already stick out all over the place. I don't need any help. But then they bring in these new shampoos, not just one, but a couple. They're continuing to do this. So I was the person who, although I didn't have a lot of money, you know, I went to Ulta and bought my shampoos. I went to my stylist and bought my shampoos and my conditioners because my hair was colored and this and that. And I paid top dollar, but you know what? It lasted longer because I didn't have to use as much of it. So what I'm telling you is you have to look outside. You see higher prices and all you see is your apple cart is just turned over and your apples are everywhere and you don't know what to do about it. You know what I'm saying? But what you need to look at is what is great about these. What because your customers aren't going to look at that. They depend on us to give them that information. So I think that that's what you need to do. And look, I'm not saying that it's all, look, we have serums now for our hair. I use that Chi serum every single day in my hair, and I love it. A matter of fact, I'm taking a bottle up to my hairdresser who deals with the top-notch stuff because I want her to try these things. I want her to try these because because she has always carried my Avon brochures for me, right? So I believe that when she can finally say, no, you don't understand. This new Avon, they have products that even I would certify as great. Boy, that piece of hair is just sticking out. I need to go see my hairdresser. Oh my God. Anyways, so my point is, if you have somebody like a hairdresser that you can give them something to make it relevant for them, then they're going to make it relevant for you because they're going to say, hey, I used it. I love it. You know, hey, yeah, you know, I just think that everybody doesn't think out of the box. And we all do that where we don't think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? But I think that when you're in a position that you're like, oh no, what am I going to do now with this? You need to take a step back and you need to take a deep breath and you need to say, there was a time in my life that I may not be where I want to be, but this is where I am right now. And if you quit, if you say, I'm not going to embrace these new products, then in essence, you're quitting. And in essence, you are not letting yourself grow and you are sabotaging your business. And it's a whole lot harder to go back, to go quit and then come back because there's going to be a time you're going to wish you had stayed. You're going to wish that you had just gotten a little bit more information, that maybe you could have just gotten somebody else's perspective. I think a lot of the problem in this social media is because your initial thing is, oh my gosh, my customers aren't going to pay this, and you convince yourself of that. And instead of looking at the other perspectives of how you can look at it, you decide to go to a group or start a group that only is going to see things in the negative. And you never grow with the negatives. You never grow with the negatives. And if you feel like, well, Molly, you know, in this group, Molly, you know, there were 100 representatives who liked my comment, and then they read me the comment, and I'm like, that negative comment? Well, there's always going to be more negative than positive. You're never going to grow with that negative. You all need to remove yourself from the negative. Let me give you an example. I have a lot of friends. I take that back. I do not have a lot of friends. I never have. I have a huge tribe, but as far as people that have really been through my, as Lee would say, my electric fence and really gotten into my life, there are very few people. And we are all guilty here and there of being negative about stuff or always looking for the negative. And when I see that I am in a vulnerable place and I know that I could very easily, like a drain with the plug pulled out, get sucked down into that negative, I have to love them sometimes from over there. You've heard me say that many times. I have to love them from over there because, see, I know they're going to come back to the how are we going to work through this thing. And that is probably why I share so much with you all and why I'm probably overly honest about so many things sometimes. That when I'm not okay with something, or I'm scared, or I go through a rough time, or I'm anxious about stuff, and believe me, I've had plenty of those moments, that I share them with you because I know you're feeling that way too. And I need you to know that you're not alone. And even somebody who's been with this company now 16 years, I've been through some real ups and downs with Avon. I'm still here. And I do a lot of other things, side hustling. And I do that because I'm going to survive. But there is something that still makes me stay with this company. Mostly, it's the people. But I always feel like Avon keeps trying. They get it wrong a lot. But they dismiss it, and they keep looking for what is right. And I think LG is doing the same thing. And I don't know about you, but I think they've looked at, on average, what we make off the old products we were selling. I gotta be honest with you. I think they just thought too, how are we as reps making the money that we should be making? And why aren't we carrying products that we can absolutely be proud of? Not selling 199-cent deodorants, but being able to say we have a cleanser for $13 that is going to last customers longer, and you're going to make a heck of a lot on that cleanser that's $13 than you are on that cleanser that is $4.99, and you are going to finally be paid what you are worth for going out there and getting the customers and sharing with them. But if you have that negative customer who's like, oh my gosh, I see these products, but they're so much more expensive, they're going by the pattern that they've always seen, tribe. That is their pattern, just like us. It was our pattern. We were beginning to be known as the dollar store direct sales company. Hey, Tawana, the dollar store direct sales. Let me tell you something. I did not sign up for Avon to be relatable as a dollar store person. I am worth much more than $1. I am worth much more than something that's going to fall apart or not bring results. I am not going to sport, and I am not going to pimp products that I cannot say are absolutely amazing. Not, oh yeah, it'll get it done. I'm so tired of it'll get it done. I don't want to get it done. I want to do it big. And I don't want people to like our products or be okay with our products or pick it up because it's on the end cap of the dollar stores. I don't want that. I want people who fall in love with the products like I do. That's what I want. I want people to feel like if they're paying $13 instead of $4.99, that they go, oh, but it's so worth it. Because see, too much information, TMI here. I was in my shower using that face wash and saying, oh my God, I love the smell of this. I love the feel of this. I love the way it cleaned off. It took my makeup right off. Oh my gosh, what is going on? And I got done and I said, oh my gosh, if this works for a week, I think I'm going to love this. All that in the shower. Conversation to myself, okay? And just like with other things, the more I used it, the more I fell in love with it. And when I started sharing that testimony with my customers, they started trying it because they hadn't heard me get excited about products like that before. And now they do. And like it or not, they really do feed off of the info you give them. The brochures, people, are a tool. The online brochures are a tool. We are the cell. What we love, what our information is, what we tell them we love. And yes, I have told people, well, this isn't my favorite. I love this, but for your skin, this could really work for you. I was looking here at my meeting in the box, the things that, there are people, I've had people tell me they don't like our iLift Pro. Now, I love it. I use the iLift Pro all the time, but I have to be honest, in the meeting in the box, we got the new Belief eye cream here. You see that? For my sales Zoom tonight with my team, I'm going to be introducing these. So this week I started using these, and I started using the like the Aqua Bomb Jelly Cleanser, right? It's only been a couple of days. Now, I like it, but I don't love it. You know why I don't love it? Because I already fell in love with the cleanser. Not because it was the cheapest product, because it wasn't, because I love what it's done for my skin. I am going to be 57 years old this June, and my skin is in the best shape of its life. It has gotten more care in the last 3 to 4 months of my Avon career, probably my life, than it's ever gotten before. And you know why? Because I have fallen in love with some of these products, because I started seeing a drastic improvement. Jessica says, I'm loving the new eye cream. So nice. And you only need a little tiny bit. That is the one thing I noticed, Jessica. Thank you for sharing that. And you know what? I do like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got my eye pro, but I like this too. I like it. I really do. Hi, Joy. Thanks for joining me. There are so many other things. What about the new stuff in the vitamin C line? How about that? I mean, I'm going over all this tonight. Some of the stuff from the Face Shop. LG just keeps bringing it. They're not bringing it to overwhelm you. They're bringing it so that you're going to figure out what your favorites are, what you love. And they're hoping that you're going to share that testimony and you're going to share that love of those products, and you're going to be the person that is a living testimony. I mean, look, I don't get up every single day and put makeup on, but I have to tell you, in the last 4 months, out of 7 days in a week, I am the person who right now is up doing makeup and everything 5 days a week at least. Do you want to know why? Let me be clear. Because just like I haven't been able to find a cleanser for 16 years that I liked, I could not find a foundation with Avon that I like. So what I used was very expensive, had been ordering it off the internet for years. And when I found not one, but 2 foundations, the new matte foundation and then the ink, I got to tell you something. Knowing all those colors I have found to match, there's so much that has made me love me more. Does that even make sense? Maybe you guys aren't even relating to me. I don't know. But it feels so good to know that I want to get up and use something every single day because it makes me feel better about me, even in the midst of all this corona crap that is out there, that I can get up and feel good about me, that I can go when I'm doing Instacarting or whatever it is that I'm doing, and people are like, oh my gosh, you look so happy and so put together. And I'm like, I am, because it makes me feel better about me. Because sitting down and not washing my hair and not putting on some earrings I know I'm home a lot of the times or not, but it makes me feel better about me. And when I feel better about me and I project to other people that I'm feeling good amongst all of this stuff in the world, people want a little bit of that, guys. People want a little bit of that. They want to know, what is it that's making you happy? And I'm not saying it's all about makeup and skincare. I'm not saying that. It's got to be in here too. The difference is I want to make it better. The difference is I want to share something that can make you better. The difference is that I know I'm going to get through all this. And I convince myself of that every day. Jess says, the spin and curl makes me love myself more. I'm loving doing my hair with the curls that stay put all day. Jessica, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It may not be the same things for y'all that it is me. I would love to use the curl and spin. I can't, but you know what? I am going to use the flat iron because that's what I use now on my hair to get all this done. I know I'm squirreling. But what I'm telling you is, when you love something, you know, like I love some of the new eyeshadows that have come up. What are they called? Well, the black cases. I can't remember what they're called. I was using it today, matter of fact. The pigments in our new shadows from the Face Shop are absolutely amazing. They're amazing. And I need to tell y'all something. I made a post about it, or I answered in somebody's post. Somebody was asking about the Mission moisturizer and the serum. They were asking about it. And I need you to know that because of the price of that, I did not want to like it. I'm a rep being honest. I'm a leader being honest. That apple was way over there that fell out of the cart, right? It was way over there. And I didn't want to go pick up that apple, because I just wasn't quite sure what I was going to do that, because I didn't have any customers who I even thought I was making a prejudgment, even for myself. And then we got that in the meeting in the box. And I had already had the samples, but you know what? I shipped the samples to my leaders on my team. And I started using it. And I was talking to Michael Senjdak recently. And I said to him, how in the world, because a simple country redneck girl like me, how could she fall in love with a face cream and serum that costs that much? Was it just the price? What was it? And I thought, I am really noticing even more differences with my skin. And I thought, this is an opportunity, if somebody really loved this and I gave them the samples, to say, do you want to know how you can get 25% off this face cream you're loving, the sample I gave you, every day? Do you want to know how you can get 25% every time you order it? You can join right now for free. Or if it wasn't free, you can join right now for $30. And even if you just get your products from this, you can get 25% off this. And if you're really great and share with your friends and everybody, eventually you could get 30, and then you could get 40, and the sky's the limit. And then it is so affordable for you. Hi, Regina. Thanks for joining me. That is what I'm learning. I'm learning that now, because I've had this affair, because that's what I was thinking. Me using and loving the Mission is like me having an affair. Yeah, because you're like, it's probably not going to last, right? It's probably not going to last too long. Don't need a lot of that either. I still got so much left. And I'll be honest, I only use the Mission at night. I don't use it during the day. I just use it at night, right? Because I'm having this mad love affair with the Mission. And because of that, I'm going to be sharing that with my customers, because I will not make a judgment that if they loved it, that they will not find a way to get it, even if it means joining my team just so they can get the discount. There is always a way to pave a path to help somebody get what they want. There always is. And I'm hoping very much that you all will take your blinders off for the good stuff and figure out how you are going to turn your thought pattern around first for your team and for your customers and for yourself so that you can be simply the best in this company. Because you can be. And does that mean that because I've said this, and if you did this, that you're going to go out and you're going to sell 15 things of the mission? No, because I don't think that is a skincare that's for everybody. And they would have to use the samples at least and have a mild love affair with it like I did before they'll even know if they like it. But that's the honesty of it. That's the honesty of it. We have to change how we're looking at things, what we're looking at. You know what happens when you drop all the apples out of the apple cart and you just try to scoop them all up? You don't realize how each apple is different. Now, you all know I'm a cook. I love to cook. Many of you have experienced that with the baked goods that I have been selling or that I've gifted to you. Hi, Agnes. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? But this is what I know. Lee and I have been doing this Instacarting, and I got to tell you, with this Instacarting, there is nothing better than going and doing something you like. I know I'm a weirdo. I love grocery shopping. I'm okay with that. But because it's normally my money I'm spending, you're like, oh my God, okay, well, I can't get 5 of that. I can only get 4 of that because, you know, I'm on a budget here, blah, 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 right? Hi, Janae. But this is what happens. I get to go into these stores and I get to do what I like to do and spend somebody else's money. It doesn't get any better than that for me, right? I know I'm weird. I admit I'm weird, but it doesn't get any better than that. So when people want produce and I go over and I'm looking at the Honey Crisp apples, and the Honey Crisp is one of my favorite apples. And I'm going into Publix and I'm picking them. And I'm picking up each apple and they say they want 4 apples. And I am looking and I'm going, oh my gosh, look at this apple. Wow, this got a little bit of yellow going on and a little bit of red over here. But it's firm. I don't see any bruises. And I put that in the bag. And then I go on to the number 2 apple and I look and I'm like, well, this one's a little bit red, or, oh, this is really firm too. And this is a nice, oh, this is a beautiful apple. And then I take that one and I put it in the bag. And then I'll pick up one and I'll say, oh, wow, this one's got, you know, it's got some bruises and some soft spots on it. It doesn't feel really firm. And I'll take that one and I'll set that one back down because I know it's not going to last longer. If it were mine, I could make a pie or a tart out of it. And I get to look at what's great. There are 200 apples there, but I picked out the 4 best for my customer. We have hundreds of products in the book. But when you know what your customer is looking for because you've had the conversation with them, you can pick out the 4 best. And I don't mean the 4 best according to price. That's not what I mean. Forget that. The 4 best according to the results of what they want. Kind of like when somebody tells me they want 6 bananas, but in the notes they'll put, could you get them a little greener? I don't want the real ripe ones. See, they're telling me what they're looking for, right? Molly, I really want a cleanser, but Molly, my skin's a little bit oily in the T-zone. They're giving me that helpful note. I'm asking the questions. What do you want? And what happens? They love it so much that, wow, they buy it again. There are many times somebody has said, I want this name brand for this, and it wasn't available in the store, right, when I was in there. So now I say, oh, but I know I've used this brand. And so what I'll do is I take a snapshot of it and I say, look, I know you wanted this and it's not available. I personally have used this brand and I love it. Would you like me to replace your unavailable item with this? And 98% of the time they go, oh, wow, yeah, I'll try it, fine. And I found out that in my Instacarting, there's places where people leave comments about how your service was to them in delivering their groceries. And I had people who were like, Even when it comes to replacements, you can tell that she knows what she's looking at. She will say, would you like this? This is why I like this. And we were texting back and forth through the app. And it was a perfect solution. And I love this. Keep her around. And I'm thinking, do you know why I can be good at that? Besides the fact that I love cooking and I love spending other people's money? Because I paid attention to what they wanted. And when you pay attention to what your customer or potential customer wants, and you know enough about the products that you can say, try this. And I know this may be more pricing than what you normally get, but I'm telling you, you're not going to use as much of it, but you're also getting more of it in this container. When you know these things, not because you have to hear it from me or your upline, but because you have educated yourself, it can make a difference. And suddenly, you are their guru of Avon. And I think about all the new products that we have coming out, like the essentials, the degreasers, the, getting hand soaps, and then these different things that every time they come out with something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to find more customers because I'm going to love this stuff and I'm going to need to pay for what I want for myself. See, it all rolls together. It all rolls together in how you decide you're going to come out of this. I would love to tell you that in hard times, people don't buy anything. I'm telling you that's wrong. If you have 2 customers who say they can't do it right now, they're only 2 customers. They're only 2 people. I'm sorry to hear that. If there's something that you are looking for that you need essentially, like blah, 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 and blah, let me know, because we have that. We have that, and I would love to help you rather than you having to run to a store to get it. I can get that on order for you. A lot of things are just according to presentation. I could come on here and I could lambaste you about what you're not doing and what you should be doing, and don't be stupid, and why aren't you? It's presentation. You're going to hear me a whole lot better right now because I want to make sure that when I give you what I think, that whether you agree with me or not, that you willingly accept the invitation to hear it. That you accept what I'm saying because, 1, you think I'm being honest, I hope. But 2, that even if that isn't the case for you, that you appreciate the fact that somebody is sharing that maybe there's something you can look at a different way, that it could just be your wording. It could just be how you're experiencing life. This is why I tell so many of you with social media, be who you are, but I don't think that means that you should be sharing your worst self. Look, I share my biggest problems with you all. I have, and especially if you're following my personal Facebook, or you are, because it's public, or if you're following me, or you're already friends with me, or if you're following my Onward with Molly page. When I'm going through something, I put on there exactly what I'm going through and that I'm not feeling really good about it. But you know what you'll never hear from me? That I'm not going to find a way to get through it. That I know that a better day is coming. That I know that although the money situation can be very taxing right now, and that I am working more hours than ever to make sure that my bills are paid, and I am doing anything I can to find what I need to get it done. Because I feel like if you see that I'm trying to get it done, that you'll know you can get it done. That's what this message is about. It is about looking past the big event and the fact that this will be in the history books one day. And I want you to be able to say, and I survived this. Hey, Tamara from Charlotte. She's my sister from another city. That's what it is, yes. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Hey, Margie. Yeah, Margie, you're smart. You don't assume when your customers cannot afford it, because the new products are fabulous. Now, there are a percentage of you, and some of you are here in Onward, who just want to talk about what's bad. You have one bad experience with something in Avon, and all you want to do is talk about it and share it. You have a bad delivery experience with UPS, and you want to share it. Your husband did this, and you want to share it. Something burst in your box, and you want to share it. And like a bad accident on the side of the road, everybody's rubbernecking and watching whatever that bad post is. And yet I can have 89 people put a successful post about making their first sale and about their sales being higher than they've been any other campaign, or about getting through something when they thought they'd never get their first recruit and they did get somebody to join, or the fact that life is good and let's celebrate it. And I will watch all of these people bypass those great positive posts and just zoom in on the negative one, and not because they're trying to correct them, because, oh, okay, it's yeah, I know, I had that happen to me one time too. Oh, yeah, I know, that sucks that they do that. I'm not today, Satan, okay? Most of the time, I just delete them now. I don't even give you all the joy of a poof cloud anymore. I don't have all that time all the time anymore. And I just delete it. To you people, I want to talk to you. If your life is that miserable that you have to comment on the one time that this company is not perfect, or the one time your customer is not perfect, or the one time your team member is not perfect. If your life is that miserable that you have to consistently talk about the bad things and the bad people and the bad happenings in life, your political BS that you have to blow up your feed for, and you can because it's your feed. If life is so bad, you know, I feel bad for you. I really do. And I pray for you. I'm telling you, I do. That something will change your heart, that something will hit your path that will finally make you appreciate what's good. Because in a world of bad, in a world of chaos, in a world of everything wrong that's going on, guys, there is always something to grab a hold of and be grateful for, even if it's that you're still breathing. And I don't care if you do have an oxygen tank, at least you are glad that you are still breathing. I get for some of you, your sales may not be up. I get that some of you are stuck, you know, with your kids. And I have to tell you something, as a mom who has a almost 27-year-old and an almost, this month, matter of fact, 34-year-old. I think back and I think, boy, I really do wish that my kids were at an age that they could have been home with me and I could have taken advantage of this time with them at home. I know it wouldn't have always been easy because my kids were boogers, let me tell you. But they're out and they're trying to work and they're living in another state. And I think that too much of the time we worry about our regular scheduled program being disrupted. And I'm not saying you should like it, but let me inform you of something. Your kids are not going to be little forever, and they are not going to be enjoyed forever. And as the song goes, don't blink, because it's going to be gone. Let me tell you from experience, it is. It's not always good to find. It's not always easy to find the good in some things. But I need you to know, hey, Rebecca, I need you to know that you're going to look back and you're going to wish that you had done something a little differently. Don't have regrets. Know that you're doing the best you can do right now, in this moment. Don't wait and stagnate where you're at and say, how can I make my business better? I'll work on that when this is done. No, you don't have that excuse. Just own it and say, I don't want to. Own it and say, I don't want to. Because this isn't about the fact that there is not a way for you to work your business. Because in today's world, there is always a way to work your business. There is always a way to find something happy. There is always a way to do better. Doesn't mean you can do everything but there is always a way. Social media, now there is always a way. Everybody still has a phone. Everybody has email. Everybody has this. There is always a way to look at something like what has just happened and is still happening and saying, I am going to make something better in my business and in my personal life. Because when I remember this phase of this coronavirus, this thing that happened to the world, I want to know that somewhere in the midst of it all, I was better about something. Misty says I've been fighting cancer for 2 years so far. My now 16-year-old chose to homeschool to be with me. I love that he wanted to stay by my side. Ah, Misty, God bless you, girlfriend, and I'm so glad you're still fighting. And I love that. And you know what? Not only are you able to take that with you, but Misty, he's got that for the rest of his life with him. He does. He does. I personally lost my mom when I was 16. She was 44 years old from pancreatic cancer. They didn't know, and they still don't know a lot about that cancer. But what I do know is it may not have been right for my family to put it on my head to come out of school my senior year and take care of my mom at home until she had to go in the hospital. And it was a whole lot of pressure because I couldn't even comprehend the fact that I was going to lose my mom, that she wasn't going to make it. And I went through a whole lot of stuff afterwards. But as an adult, when I look back, I am so glad that my mom wanted me there to help take care of her. She chose me over friends. She chose me over people from church. She knew that she had raised me, that as hard as it was going to be for me, that I could take care of her. And although I wish she were here, but she's not, it's not how it all played out. I just think that we take way too much for granted in this world. And I believe that you need to learn from these experiences and not walk away with a bad attitude from what's happening, but try to figure out what in the world you have just learned. What have you done to make, if you can't make your own life better, maybe that's the problem. Sometimes my joy comes from making other people's lives better. My husband Lee posts about it all the time. Getting your head on a swivel. Stop paying attention to what you need and what you want, and pay attention to what somebody else needs in your world. You heard me mention on my live stream yesterday that my friend and brother, Tim Brown, lost his brother recently. And he's a man that gives back to the Avon community immensely all the time. And I love him for that. And he's still doing it. I saw him post today. He's still doing it. Because he believes that's where the power is at. Not to pay attention to the thing that you cannot do anything about, but to keep endearing other people's lives and figuring out where you can make a difference. Because as Molly Stone Bibb says, it is not all about you, Cupcake. Okay? It is not all about you all the time. And when we do that, we just cloud the muddy waters again. Figure out what you can do for somebody else. I think that's why the Instacarting has been so endearing to me. Not only can I make money, but I can help other people and spend their money. Win, 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 right there. Attitude is everything. And how you view things is everything. And it can be everything for your customers. It can be everything for your team. It can be everything for your family. And at the end of the day, to be able to put your head on your pillow, as exhausted as you might be, to know that you have made a difference. Because in my opinion, businesses like direct sales is still all about making a difference for me. Yes, it is about money. Yes, you can make money doing it. But there is no price on how doing what we do can change somebody else's life, can influence somebody else's life. That is what makes a difference. Learning, after all these years, things I'm still learning about my husband, and 90% of it makes me love him more. 10% of it I go, what? It's what makes the world go round, you know? But you have to keep yourself grounded, but don't take yourself too seriously. and look to make a difference, okay? That's what I want you to do. Even in the midst of all this, I don't want you all sitting around stagnating and then you're like, oh my gosh, I wished I had done more. Oh, I wished I hadn't have been so negative. I believe bad feelings, bad space, bad attitude, I think it makes you sick physically too. I think it makes you ache with pains and headaches and worry, and I think it affects you physically. I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person who thrives and is trying to kick her heels up at 95. I don't think I'm going to do it, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to try. I posted a thing on my Honor with Molly page today that Lee's cousin had sent me. This little toddler who was dancing and singing to Good Golly Miss Molly, and I thought, yeah, that was probably me when I was 2 or 3. I like to think about that. But then I thought, even now at 56 years old, I still want to see the greatness and the joy and things that are there. And for all of you who are taking everything so seriously that every time, especially with me, you see a post or something that is supposed to be funny, here's a tip. Learn how to laugh. Learn how to smile. Learn how to not take yourself so freaking seriously. Because most of the time when I'm putting stuff up, if it's not inspirational, motivational, off color, a little bit, it's funny. Because I got to laugh. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. I don't want to talk about all the bad stuff. I want to have a good time, right? And I put something up, and suddenly it was all about politics. And I was so, and look, all I do is just unfriend and block you. I'm not going to let you ruin my day. I'm not going to stay mad all day about it. I'm just going to simply remove your negative ass from my feed is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go on and let everybody else who thought it was funny enjoy life. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? I am going to be taking this live stream here if it'll let me, because I kind of like the message here. And I'm going to try to put this on a YouTube, which is going to be a whole lot easier for you all to share to your teams or on your wall or whatever it is you want to do with it. And if you don't want to, that's cool too. But if not, I wanted to start in here because I think we get each other. I do. I think that we have a lot more similar than we do different. And I think that's why so many of you have lasted as long as you've had through the ups and downs of this company. So keep yourself safe. I need you to be brave. I need you to practice being 1% better today than you were yesterday. And at the end of a year, you will be 365% better. And I need you to adopt and adapt to what this group is called, which is onward no matter what. It doesn't say onward if it's easy. It doesn't say onward when it feels good. It doesn't say onward if, you could do it in the right amount of time. It says onward no matter what. Start using those prepositions. How are you going to get over it, under it, through it, around it, knock the crap out of it? That ain't even a preposition, but you know what I'm saying, right? Adapt that. Sooner or later, it's going to become a habit. And you're going to realize that your life doesn't nearly look as bad as it looked a month ago or 2 months ago. Because no matter where this leaves you, you need to know that you are better as a person. I didn't say you'd be richer. I didn't say that there would be more money. I didn't say there wouldn't be hard times. I said that you will be better as a person if you practice those things. Okay? So there's your Monday talk. I'd love to tell you it's going to be every Monday, but I'm just not that good to do it every Monday. Sometimes I just get so busy, I just can't. It could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You never know. But Sunday for sure at 5:30. If you have not liked my Onward with Molly inspiration page, please go do that. Hit the default button and see first. I have a lot of good things going on there. I have a book giveaway that I'm going to be putting up today, maybe tomorrow, but probably today. We just gave away 2 honey bun cakes for those who were purchasing my goodies. And for all of those who are watching that, Lisa Wilbur did say, take me out of it. So Elizabeth Schaefer, if you're watching this, I put you on the Onward with Molly post that you won and Helen Collard won. So I'm waiting for them to give me their addresses again so I know I have everything right. You know, guys, let's have a good time. Let's love life. That's why we're here. Learn your products. Know what you want to say to your customers. Don't judge them. Quit judging yourself so hard. Pick yourself up off the ground and be a better person every single day. Okay? Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.